Namaste. So I'm going to read Book 1, Chapter 4 on the excellency of the Devi. I'm sorry, I have a reading stick, helps me read better. So, start. Vakratuna Mahakaya, Surya Koti Salamprabha, Nidaviganam Kulmideva, Salavakaya, Sushabala, Ekadantaya, Vidmu Vakratundai, Timitananti Prashuddha, Gam Ganapatin, Gam Ganapatin, Gam Ganapatenama, Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu, Vidyarabhinna Sanshta, Namaste, Namaste, Namo Nama, Aim Saraswati, Namo, Aim Saraswati, Saraswati, Hari Om Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat, Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Hari Om. So, chapter 4 on the excellency of the Devi. The Rishi said, O Somya, how was Sukadev born? Who studied these Puranas, Samhitas, by which wife of Vyasadeva? And how, O highly intelligent one, you have just spoken that Sukadeva was not born from womb. In a natural way, he was born of the dry pieces of wood for Homa's sacrifice. But we heard before that the great ascetic was yogi even in his mother's womb, so a great doubt comes to our minds. You better remove that today, how he studied also these Puranas, as vast in their nature. Say this. Sutta said, in long past days, Satyavati's son Vedavyas, while in his own hermitage on the banks of the river Saraswati, was greatly wondered to see a pair of chatakas, which are sparrows. He saw the pair putting the beak of their young one, just born of the egg, of beautiful body, red mouth, and greasy body. They do not care at all for their own hunger and toil. All they are caring for is to nurture their young one. He said also that the pair are rubbing their bodies over the body and kissing lovingly the mouth of the young one and feeling the highest pleasure. Seeing this wonderful affection of the two sparrows towards their young, Vedvyas became very anxious and thought over the following in his mind. Oh, what wonder is there when the birds have so much filial affection towards their child, that men who want services from their sons would show their affection towards their sons. This pair of sparrows will not perform the happy marriage of their young one, and will not see the face of their son's wife, nor, when they will grow old, that their child would become very religious and serve them to attain great merits in heaven. Nor do they expect that their child would earn money and satisfy them, nor the child would perform, when they die, their funeral obsequies duly and help them in their sojourn in the next world. Nothing of all these, nor will the child perform the Shraj ceremony at Gaya, nor will the child offer the oblation of a blue bull on the day of offering the sacrifice to its ancestor. The bull is then let loose and held sacred. Yet the pair of sparrows, having so much affection towards their young one, in this world, to touch the body of the son, especially to nurture the sons, is the highest happiness in life. There is no prospect in the afterbirth of the sonless. Never will heaven be his without son. There is none other who can be of help in the next world. Thus, in the Dharma Sastras, Manu and other Munis declare that the men who has sons go to heaven, and the sonless one can never go to heaven. The man possessing a son is entitled to the heavenly pleasures can be vividly seen rather than imagined. The man with son is freed from sins. This is the word of the Vedas. The sonless man becomes very much distressed, even at the time of death, and while lying on bed that is grown at that time, mournfully thinks, This all my vast wealth, various things, this my beautiful house, who will enjoy all these? When the sonless man is thus perplexed in his mind at the time of his death and becomes restless, then it is sure that his future career is full misfortunes. Unless one's mind is calm and serene at the time of death, can never attain a good goal. Thus, thinking variously, the Satyavati's son Vedvyas slightly heavily and became unmindful. He thought of various plans and, at last, coming to a definite conclusion, went to the Sumeru mountain to perform tapasya. On reaching there, he thought which deva he will worship: Vishnu, Shiva, Indra, Brahma, Surya, Ganesha, Kartikeya, Agni, or Varuna, who will grant him boon quickly and thus satisfy his desires. While thus cogitating in his mind, cogitating in his mind, came there the Muni Narada, of one mind with lute in hand, accidentally in his course of travels, seeing Narada, the Satyavati's son Vedvyasa gave him a hearty welcome, with great gladness, offering him argya, an asin seat, and asking about his welfare. Hearing this question of welfare, Narada Muni spoke, O Dvaipanyan, why do you look so careworn? First speak this out to me. Vedvyasa said, The sonless man has no goal, therefore there is no happiness in my mind. I am always anxious to get a son, and therefore I am very sorry. Today my mind is sorely troubled with the one idea, which deva I may satisfy by my tapasya. Who will grant me my desires? Now I take your refuge. O merciful Maharishi, you omniscient, say this quickly, which deva I will take for my refuge? Who will grant me a son? Suta said, thus questioned by Krishna, Dvaipayan, Vedvyasa, the high-souled Narada Muni, well versed in the Vedas, became very glad and spoke thus, O highly fortunate Parasara's son, the question that you have asked me today was formerly asked by my father to Narayana. And thus Narayana Vasudeva, the Deva of the Devas, the creator, preserver, and destroyer of the universe, the husband of Lakshmi, the four-armed, wearing yellow garment, holding conch shell discus club, and with the mark Srivatsya, a mark or curl of hair on the heart of Vishnu, adorning his breast and decorated with Kaustu Vegam, the divinity himself, became merged in great yoga. At this my father became greatly surprised and said, O Janardana, thou art the Deva of the Devas, the Lord of the present, the past, and the future, the Lord of this universe. Why art thou meditating in yoga? And what is it that thou art meditating? O best of the Devas, thou art the Lord of the entire universe, and yet thou art now merged in deep meditation. At this I am greatly surprised. My surprise is not without foundation. Thou canst thyself see. What more wonderful than this can happen? O Lord of Rama, I am sprung from the lotus, from the navel, and and have become the Lord of this whole universe. Who is there in this universe that is superior to thee? Kindly say to me, O Lord of the world, thou art the origin of all, the cause of all causes, the creator, preserver, and destroyer, and the capable doer of all actions. O Maharaja, at thy will I create this whole universe, and Rudra destroys it due time this world. He is always under thy command. O Lord, by thy command the sun roams in the sky. The wind blows in various auspicious and inauspicious ways, and the fire is giving heat, and the cloud showers rain. I don't see in the three lokas any one superior to thee. Then whom art thou meditating while being questioned by his very intelligent son Sukadeva, not born in the usual way, from whom Dvaipanayana expounded all the secret excellent meanings of the Purana, and thereby I also come to know them also. O saintly persons, thus Sukadeva, sincerely earnest to cross this endless, bottomless ocean of samsara, tasted of the wonderful traits of the Veda, the Kalpatri, this Srimad Bhagavata, with its numerous stories and anecdotes, with great eagerness and intense pleasure. Oh, who is there in this world that is not freed from this terror of Kali, after he has heard this Bhagavata? Even if the greatest sinner, void of the right ways of living and Acharya, as ordained in the Vedas, hears on a pretense this excellent Devi Bhagavata, the chief of the Puranas, he enjoys all the great enjoyments of this world, and in the end attains the eternal place occupied by the yogis. She who is rare in her nirguna aspect, to even Hari and Hara, who is very dear as Tattva Vidya to the Jhanis, whose real nature can be realized only in Samadhi. She resides always in the cavity of the heart of the hearers of the Bhagavata Purana. He who is getting the all-qualified human birth and getting the reciter of this Purana, the boat to cross, as it were, this world, does not hear this blissful Purana, he is certainly deprived by the Creator. How is it that the wayward, dull-headed persons getting the vicious ears can hear always the false and calumnies of others that are entirely useless, and cannot hear this pure Purana that contains the four Vargas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha? This is my main point of doubt. O one of good vows, I am thy devotee. Be merciful to me and speak this to me. There is almost nothing that is secret to Mahapurusas. This is a well-known fact. Thus, hearing Brahma's words, Bhagavan Narayana spoke, O Brahman, I now speak out my mind to you. Listen carefully. Though the Devas, Danavas, and men, and all the lokas know that you are the creator, I am the preserver, and Rudra the destroyer, yet it is to be known that the saints, versed in the Vedas, have come to this conclusion by inference from the Vedas that the creation, preservation, and destruction are performed by the creative force, preservative force, and destructive force. The Rajasic creative force residing in you, the Sattvic preservative force residing in me, and the Tamasic destructive force residing in the Rudra are all in all. Are the all in all? When these Shaktis become absent, you become inert and incapable to create. I to preserve and Rudra to destroy. O intelligence, Suvrata, we all are always under that force directly or indirectly. Here instances that you can see and infer. At the time of Pralaya, I lie down on the bed of Ananta, subservient to that force. Again, I wake up in the time of creation, duly under the influence of time. I am always subservient to that Maha Shakti under her command. I am engaged in tapasya for a long time by her command. Sometime I enjoy with Lakshmi, sometime I fight battles, terrible to all the lokas with the Danavas, involving great bodily troubles. O know of Dharma, it was before your presence that I fought hand to hand fight for 5,000 years before your sight on that one great ocean in long past days, the two demons Madhu and Ketab sprung from the wax of my ear, maddened with pride, and by the grace of the Devi successfully killed the two Danavas. O highly fortunate one, you realize that the great Shakti, higher than the highest and the cause of all causes, then why are you asking again and again that question? By the will of that Shakti, I have got this idea of man and roam on the great ocean in yuga after yuga. I assume by her will the tortoise, boar, man lion, and dwarf incarnations. No one likes to take birth in the womb of inferior animals, especially birds. Do you think that I willingly take unpleasant births as in the womb of boars, tortoise? I certainly not. What independent man is there who abandons the pleasurable enjoyment with Lakshmi and takes birth in inferior animals as fish, etc., or leaves his seat on the seat of Garuda and becomes engaged in great war conflicts? O Swayambhu, in ancient days you saw before your eyes that my head was cut off when the bowstring suddenly gave way, and then you bought a horse's head, and by that help the divine artist Visvakarma stuck that on my headless body. O Brahma, since then I am known amongst men by the name of Hayagriva. This is well known to you. Now say, were I independent, would such an ignominy have happened to me? Never. Therefore, I am not independent. I am in every way under that Shakti. O lotus born, I always meditate on that Shakti, and I do not know any other than this Shakti. Narada said, thus spoke Vishnu to Brahma, O Mani Vedavyas, Brahma spoke these to me. So you too better meditate the lotus feet of Bhagavati, calmly in the lotus of your heart for the success of your idea. That Devi will give you all that you wish. Sutta said, all these words of Narada, Satyavati's son, Vedavyasa, went out to the hills for tapasya, trusting the lotus feet of the Devi as the all in this world. Thus ends the 4th chapter, the first skanda on the excellency of the Devi in the Mahapurana, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses. Jayanti Mangalakali, Bhadrakali Kapalini, Durga Kashma Shivadatri, Swaha Swadha Namasute. Tumeva Mata Chapita Tumeva Bandhus Chasaka Tumeva Vidya Dravinam Tumeva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.